All right. All right, all right, all right. Here we are again, 5 days in a row. I think it's 5. Welcome back. Clearly got a new mic setup. I'm super excited. Before I would just sit in my blue Nano on top of this box. And I also noticed my sound quality was pretty bad. It had a lot of pops and wind noises, and it was peaking a lot. But I think this should do it. We're gonna have to tweak it a little bit. I don't know if I like this windscreen. It's kind of like takes up all my peripheral and it is really distracting. But if it sounds good, then we'll keep it. But here we are again. I truly am excited. I was thinking about strategies all day. I was thinking about streaming some fantasy football drafts. So I'm really excited to get into it. I found a build. I found a build that I really want to try to make happen. But we'll see if it's possible. We're gonna have to be in a specific pick, which those picks would be 11 and 12. If we get 11 and 12, we can shoot for it. I'm not gonna say it just because I want it to be a little bit of a surprise, and if it doesn't happen, then we'll try it again later. We need to come back way stronger than our performance yesterday. That was just abysmal. There were so many things wrong with it. I'm gonna just draft my team as I normally would. That was for entertainment purposes only. So yeah, let's get into it. I'm really disappointed to see this right here. The puppy draft is already almost full. It's probably going to be full by tomorrow. It's probably going to fill up tomorrow. I said this yesterday. I have no idea if another one starts right away or if we have to wait for one to start back up. I really hope another one starts right away, because if it doesn't, then we're going to have to figure something else out. But while it's here, let's just hop right into it. I again have been looking forward to this all day. I'm very excited to be here. I'm very excited to have my new mic. I really hope it sounds a lot better. We're dialing it in. We're dialing the whole setup in little by little every day. We're dialing in the strategies a little by little every day. We're learning, we're improving, and that's all you can really ask for in anything. So I'm feeling good about today's draft. I hope everyone's having a fantastic Friday. I'm feeling extra spicy today. I don't know what it is, but I'm having a little bit of a manic episode. I think it might be this new mic. Just knowing that I'm going to be on YouTube with crystal clear quality. So let's see what happens. The only picks I'm really I'm not hoping for are 5, 6, 7, 8, really, for that matter. But we will kill wherever we get, as long as it's not spot 2, because that's what we had yesterday, and that was just atrocious. If you didn't see that, go check it out. While we're waiting for this lobby to start up, if you want to sign up for oh yeah, of course we get 6. If you want to sign up for Underdog Fantasy, go to underdogfantasy.com. Your first deposit will be matched 100% up to $100, which is why I'm even doing this in the first place, because you can't turn down free money, and you have a lot of fun doing these drafts. It's great practice for your work, friend, family league. So come that time of the year, you'll have some drafts under your belt, hopefully a little bit of money in your wallet, and yeah, you can really win your leagues this year by practicing. The strategies for best ball format are a little bit different, so you have to adjust them, but for the most part, it's good practice. It's good to be able to it's good to learn how to adjust and audible and try to fix your screw ups like I had to try to do yesterday, because that was horrible. That team's probably a throwaway. That was probably a donation. But what are you going to do? You live and you learn. We're moving forward. And we're moving forward at pick 6, unfortunately. I really don't like the middle of the draft because you really can't. It's hard to make exclusive builds. Wow, Cooper Kupp falls to 4. That's kind of nuts. Let's see what he goes. He should go Justin Jefferson. That's who the right pick would be. If he doesn't, we're going for him. If he does, he doesn't. Wow. Okay. That's easy for us. We're going to go Justin Jefferson at 6. You got to love when Justin Jefferson falls to 6. So maybe 6 isn't the worst. Maybe. See, this is the thing is, I think this is my 24th draft. We're still learning. I don't think I've only been at position 6, 7, or 8 maybe once or twice, and I didn't like it for a number of different reasons. But maybe if I have a good draft here, maybe I'll learn to like it. So I know a lot of people don't like the 11, 12 picks, but that's actually my favorite spot to be. Just the way the players shake out and the choices you have. But getting Justin Jefferson at 6 is, I'm never going to complain about that. So hopefully we can pair him up with someone that maybe someone will fall in the second round so we can make an exclusive team here that you don't normally see. I keep notes on my phone of things I'm trying to improve on and remember, because especially now that I'm starting, there's so many things that I suck at, so I have to take notes or else I'll forget them all. Here we go on to round 2. Deebo Samuel goes first. I probably should pull this up for you guys. See what's going on. I like to view my drafts in this screen when I can. It just gives you a better overall picture of what's happening. Other than Justin Jefferson falling and Cooper going at 4, do we have anything else that's weird? Not really. Not yet. Najee's team goes CD. Unfortunately, I would have really loved for him to fall, but that's usually not going to happen. He's always going to go in 13-16 range. CD Lamb is one of those players that I have zero exposure to, and I really would like some. I really think he could blow up this year, but that'll have to be a different draft. We're going to start looking at the picks that we're looking for. I know who I'm hoping for, but we'll see if we get them. We don't get him. We wanted Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews and Justin Jefferson would have been a very exclusive structure, but unfortunately we don't get that. So we went Justin Jefferson in the first round. I was gonna get DeAndre Swift. There's really nothing that special here anymore. We're pick 19. Okay, let's go Aaron Jones, get our first running back. Not very exclusive, not very different, but that's something you can capitalize. Unless you're at the turn and you're reaching rounds ahead, that's something you really just have. And that's what I was saying about this range, is it's hard to get really unique structures, and it's hard to build teams that haven't been built before, or at least not that many teams have built before when you're sitting here in the middle rounds. But I keep forgetting that I just windowed. But when those names do fall, we're going to be there to scoop them up. So let's see how it all shakes out. Saquon Barkley goes a little bit early. Maybe that opens a window for us to get someone a little different paired with our players. Justin Jefferson falling to the 6 is different, but by the time the second round shakes out, you're really not looking at anything that special. Unless he fell further. Aaron Jones and Justin Jefferson, and anyone after Aaron Jones for that matter, it's a pretty common start. So we're not looking at anything special yet, but that doesn't mean that later on in the draft something won't shake out. Jalen Waddle going super early. But I don't necessarily hate it. I don't love the Javonte Williams pick here. I think he has better options. But Jalen Waddle, taking him at the 2-3 turn, when he's usually going at the 30 or the 3-4 turn, you can make a different team like that. So we don't hate that. That's a pretty, he's reaching. So he's going for that special combination between Jalen Waddle and Jonathan Taylor. We're about to be up. Let's see who's falling. Okay. Leonard Fournette goes. That was kind of the more special case. Now, normally, you guys, if you've seen any of my other videos, which you probably haven't, but if you have, you normally would see me go a second running back here. But I think I'm going to switch it up, and we're going to skip on Nick Chubb, and we're going to go Mike Williams. I don't love either of the players, Nick Chubb or Mike Williams, but I'm trying to go more wide receivers earlier to give us an elite ceiling potential. So even though I'm not super high on Mike Williams throughout the season in a normal fantasy draft, he's gonna have his spike weeks. So, when he's paired with Justin Jefferson, they're both capable of dropping 40-point games. So if you can combo those in the same week, then you're looking pretty good. Plus, there's some running backs later on that I'm really looking to take that I don't normally take. So let's see who's going next. Josh Allen does not. Wow. Okay. I thought Josh Allen went to the Stephon Diggs team. I don't know why this guy passed on him. I mean, I know Nick Chubb fell a little bit, but I feel like you got to go with the Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs stack. So Jeff capitalizes on that. I'm already not liking Jeff because he took Mark Andrews from me. But we'll forgive him for now. I'm going to turn the fan off because I'm freezing. Okay. Pretty standard start here. We're just going to stay ready for when something does happen. We're going to try to not reach, but we're going to try to make some different decisions here, try some different things. Because, I mean, having the people you like and the strategies you like is good. And I think the majority of your team should be what you are really believing in and what you're looking for in those teams and players. But when you're drafting 40 teams like I am, and I'm not stopping at 40, so when you're drafting that many teams, you gotta have a few different builds, because if you don't make that effort to switch it up a little bit, then you're not really giving yourself a real chance at winning the prize money, the tournament prize money. I know who we're going. Yeah. Wow. Okay. So James Conner falls. Do we want James Conner though, or do we want the Justin Herbert stack? James Conner fell, but I think I want to go Justin Herbert stack since we have Mike Williams here. Get our first quarterback, get an elite talent. Whoever gets James Conner is going to really be making out. He did fall pretty far. I'm not loving passing up on James Conner at pick 43, 10 picks behind ADP, because I do think James Conner has a good year. I think he has a very good year. But I don't normally go Mike Williams or Keenan Allen, so I don't have much of Justin Herbert. So in this case, we're gonna go with Justin Herbert. Very surprised T-Cow doesn't go James Conner, and there he goes off the board. Okay, so let's see our big board and what we're looking at. This Allen Robinson pick feels really early. This team's interesting. To get Alvin Kamara, Leonard Fournette, and James Conner on the same team with Cooper Kupp that's pretty different. I like all those players. I like Fat Lenny. The people getting worried about Leonard Fournette starting camp with a little tummy is ridiculous, because what happens is when he's out in Tampa Bay sweating his balls off, he's going to drop that weight fast as shit. And what's going to happen is once he drops that weight, he's going to be bulked up underneath, and he's going to come into the season looking like a unit, looking like a dog. And you're going to be sitting there confused why you were passing on him just because he had a little bit of a tummy on him. I think he knows what he's doing. So I like Leonard Fournette. I like James Conner. This team is looking solid. This draft room is actually looking really solid just in itself as a whole. Nothing that's... I don't think any picks have really been bad, so that's going to make for a really tough draft room. We're going to have to be on our P's and Q's. We're on round 5 and 6 now, or 5 now. So we're going to start looking for, let's see, what's our next pick? Our next pick is 67, so we're not going to get that. Do we get Lamar if he falls to us? We don't, right? I guess it's not really falling that far. No, we can't get Lamar. I have 2 players in mind, and that's Lamar and David Montgomery. So if they take one of these 2, then we will take the opposite. But if he doesn't take either, then he's going to take Lamar. He takes Lamar, that's fine. I was going to, if they were both still available, I was going to go David Montgomery anyways. I think that David Montgomery is undervalued right now. I think people forget about the potential that David Montgomery has when healthy. So I think the Bears offense is going to be a little bit better than they were last year. So we're going to fire up David Montgomery, especially because we have our 2 starting wide receivers right now paired with a stack already. So we're going to go Aaron Jones and David Montgomery here to start our running back room. Now, what I'm going to do is start looking ahead. I don't want to get caught trying to make last-minute decisions. So we see we're picked 67. If a value falls, then that'll be an easy choice. But let's start looking ahead to 67 and seeing where we're going to be. Okay. I'm never taking Antonio Gibson, ever. We're going to look at our quarterback options. Kirk Cousins goes at 120 usually. That would obviously be the stack. Wait, what did I just say? Kirk Cousins goes at 120. So that is going to be tough to get. I'm not reaching on him. So I was going to say I would not mind looking at scooping Jalen Hurts if he gets back to us. He doesn't. He goes off the board. Let's see what falls to us. I'm not in love with really anyone in the range that we're in. I mean, it's not that I don't like any of them. I just am not. I don't have automatic picks here. Other than Antonio Gibson, that's an automatic no for me every time, no matter what. I just don't see it. I have a couple players in mind of who I'll take. So that's, I mean, just as long as you have an idea of what you're going to go with, then that's really what you're looking for when you're looking ahead at your next pick and who might be going in that area. I like what this team just did. You went Jalen Hurts and then reached on Devontae Smith to get the stack. I like that. That's what I was actually going to try to do if it fell that way, but that would have been quite the fall, so I'm not surprised. No running backs, though. It's going to be hard to make up later on. His running back ones are going to be pretty bad. Okay. Not really having any value fall to us quite yet. Okay, we're up. Our next pick is 78. Okay, so I think what we're gonna do is this is a little bit of a reach. But I think what we're going to do is go for Dalton Schultz for our first tight end. I really think that he has potential to be a top 3 tight end this year. We're not going to get him. We weren't going to get him on the next turn. There's too many people ahead of us. Oops. Oh, there's no important information there. Hello? Okay, what was I saying? We weren't going to get Dalton Schultz on the turn, or when he wasn't going to come back to us. Because this guy already has 2 tight ends, but none of these 3 don't. So one of them would have taken him. If not here, they would have taken him. I said tooken. They would have taken him here, though. So we're reaching on Dalton Schultz a little bit. But these are 2 players, David Montgomery and Dalton Schultz, that I think are more valuable than their ADP, and I really want some teams with them on there. This team is definitely very different than any teams I've drafted so far, but I'm actually liking it. It's a lot of players I like. I think Justin Jefferson finishes the season as wide receiver 1. Aaron Jones has a very high ceiling and a very low floor. So Aaron Jones has been one of those players that I have a hard time drafting just because he disappoints so frequently. However, when he is on the field, especially without Devontae Adams, he's going to get a lot of looks and a lot of touches, even with AJ Dillon in the backfield. So I like him as a player. It's just, I don't know. I think there's better options in the area usually, but the way it fell to us, I think we made the right choice, question mark. Hunter Renfrow, that feels early, but I also never draft him, so I can't say that for sure. What I'm looking for here is obviously good value, always, but I think I want to go, I'm definitely going wide receiver or running back if I can. Hopefully wide receiver, preferably wide receiver. Preferably wide receiver. So I'm just thinking what I'm going to do here. When's our next pick? Our next pick is 91. Traylon Burks goes. I was thinking about taking him. AJ Dillon goes. I was thinking about taking him. So what we're going to do... I hate CEH. I don't think that's a good pick. I'm thinking Russell Wilson or Adam Thielen. I think we're going to go Adam Thielen and go for a double stack with Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen and Kirk Cousins. I was hesitant just because I have so much of Adam Thielen, but especially being that he is paired with his teammate now, I'm good to send that. And now that I have Adam Thielen and Justin Jefferson, I might reach on Kirk Cousins. I thought for a brief second about going Miles Sanders. I just, if he stayed on the field, I think he's phenomenal. He's a phenomenal talent. He just He just doesn't stay on the field that often, and when he is on the field, for whatever reason, his coaching staff doesn't give him the opportunities he should be getting. So he's kind of wishy-washy. I do take him when I can, but I don't think I'm going to reach on him either. Derek Carr goes very early here. Is there a reason? Yeah, he goes Derek Carr, Hunter Renfrow stack. That makes sense why Hunter Renfrow went so early now, but... Or maybe it's not that early for him. Is that early? Let's see. 73 ADP. It's early, but it's not... It's a fine move, especially if you're going Derek Carr. However, Derek Carr was very early. Kenneth Walker goes... if Russell Wilson makes it back to us, that's an easy scoop. What's our next pick? Let's see. 102. Okay. Is there Russell Wilson news? He's not there anyways, so... Oof. Let's at least queue him up, because yesterday we made that mistake of letting them auto-pick, because if I didn't queue him up, it would auto-pick Dak Prescott, which I have no business taking right now. So we're going to go Russell Gage. I think Russell Gage has a ridiculous amount of money guaranteed. Russell Gage contract. Yeah, he signed a 3-year, $30 million contract with the Bucs. Let's see what's guaranteed. $15 million. So that's a pretty solid contract. He's with Tom Brady. So, I mean, and everyone knows Tom Brady distributes the ball to all of his options. So Russell Gage is 100% going to have his big games. So I like that pick, especially since Adam Thielen and Justin Jefferson are on the same team. So usually you're going to get a one or the other type of deal. And 3 receiver scores are going to count every week. So Russell Gage really is kind of our third option here. Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen are kind of just like a for sure. One of them is going to have a good game. So I think it was smart to go wide receiver there. I thought about Dak Prescott briefly just because of the value, but we really had no business taking him. So I'm glad we stuck to our guns as far as taking the position we needed. We're 6 picks away. Pull up the big board. Okay. Damian Harris goes at the 8-9 turn. I'm assuming... No, maybe not. I was going to say I'm assuming he's going to take Kareem Hunt too, but he already has 3 running backs now, so maybe not. What did this one team do? They went DK, Amon-Ra, Treylon Burks, Matt Stafford for Cup. This team is looking really good. I really like Dome Favors team. Cooper, DK, Amon-Ra, Treylon Burks with a Matt Stafford stack, and then James Conner, Alvin Kamara, Leonard Fournette. James Conner is usually going over here. He made it all the way to 45, so that guy capitalized. We couldn't take him in that situation, but that guy made out for it. Dallas Goedert goes, I would have considered him. See what we're looking at. Cordaro's still on the board. I don't love Cordero. I think I like Kareem Hunt even over Cordero. Let's see if this decision gets made for us, because we're definitely going running back. He goes Garrett Wilson. The only thing is Cordero does... I think he has a bigger role in this offense. I do think he's going to disappoint, but I think I just talked myself into picking him over Kareem Hunt. Although I don't love it. I'm not sold on that decision. I think Kareem Hunt... I mean, if anything happens to Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt is going to step up to a top 10 running back, probably top 5. But even if not, Kareem Hunt has his games. So I do like Kareem Hunt. However, Cordero is going to have a bigger role in his offense. Even though the offense will be bad, I think, especially in a half PPR league when he's going to be catching a lot of passes out of the backfield. He has a new quarterback, whether it's Marcus Mariota or, what is his name, Riddler or whatever, Ritter. It's not an elite talent, so you might get a lot of dump-offs, which could be good. So, this isn't my favorite running back room, though, I will say. It's pass catch happy, which I do like, but health is... This just looks like the blue tent running back room here. I got David Montgomery in one of my leagues last year, injured immediately. Aaron Jones missed time. Cordero missed time. But we did get good values on them, on Cordero at least. So I think this is the pick. 115 ADP is 120. We're gonna have to pass on someone like a Melvin Gordon. If Melvin Gordon's there, I might have to take him over Kirk and just go for a running back later on. Or I mean a quarterback later on. But if Melvin Gordon goes... Let's just wait. Let's just wait and see what happens. We're pick 115. Rondale Moore goes. Michael Gallup goes. There's actually a lot of players in this range I want to take. I like Gronk, I like Melvin, I like Chase Edmonds, and I like Kirk for the stack. Kirk's not going to make it back to us. That's the only bad thing. 126, 1, 1, 1, 1. Maybe he does. Do we take that chance? Do we take the chance? Go. I think we have to, actually. Oh my god, there's actually so many people I like. I think I like Chase Edmonds over Melvin Gordon and Devin Singletary. Because of what I was just saying about a running back room, I wanted to solidify. Although I probably shouldn't have went running back there, actually. I think my lack of confidence in the running back room kind of made me make a bad decision right there. I think Rob Gronkowski would have been a better pick to ensure that we only get 2 tight ends. Kirk Cousins would have been nice. I was kind of betting that Kirk Cousins wasn't going to go just because if we look at the big board, what I was looking at was that T. Cal has a quarterback that he likes in... Who's he have? He's Lamar. He's Lamar Jackson. So he likes him. He has Matt Stafford and Cooper Kupp. JV has Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow. Rich Jones has Aaron Rodgers. And Dodge Dodger has 2 quarterbacks already. So I was kind of betting that Kirk might make it back to us. I have a hard time reaching on a quarterback like Kirk 5 picks ahead of time. If it was like a Mark Andrews, Lamar Jackson situation, I would reach 5 picks all day long. But it's not. And like I said, I really did not have confidence in my running back room. So I think we have to take that chance. I'm going to be honest, I'm really just not loving this draft right now. I'm really not. I loved getting Justin Jefferson at 6, but since then, I don't like these 3. I don't know. Since then, my favorite pick has been this David Montgomery. But other than David Montgomery and Justin Jefferson, I really don't think we're getting anything too special here, unfortunately. If we can get Kirk to loop back to us, then we'll be feeling a little bit better. But that's a big if. It's a little less big now that we only have 1 pick ahead of us. Who's he go? If he goes Kirk Cousins, this draft is kind of chalked. He goes Gesicki. Okay, so we get a little break there. We were needing a break. So, okay, so this is why we didn't reach on Kirk Cousins. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20. I've talked about it before, but in the $75,000 draft, you have to have everything work out for you. So when you know it's the right move to wait and not reach on a player like Kirk Cousins, then I've been trying to take those shots and just kind of trust. And if we don't get them, we audible. But if we reached on Chase Edmonds or on Kirk Cousins here at 115, then instead of having a Chase Edmonds, which is a running back 1, just easily based on his contract versus the other contracts in the running back room there in Miami. Instead of having Chase Edmonds, we would have been looking at more of a Gesicki, Devontae Parker, Jamison Crowder range, which is that's a huge step down from what Chase Edmonds is. So I'm definitely glad we waited on Kirk Cousins. I think that was the right shot to take. But we still have a long way to go. We still have to make up our wide receiver room, and we need to make it up fast because we basically have 3 wide receivers right now. Adam Thielen or Justin Jefferson. It's going to be one or the other. Mike Williams, I'm not expecting him to put up 10-point games every week. He's going to have his games where he gets 1 catch for 10 yards. I mean, that happens to Mike Williams all the time. I feel a lot better about our running back room, though, since I took Chase Edmonds. I think between those 4, 2 of them are going to have a good game. If 3 have a good game, then we are a little less pressed at the wide receiver position. So maybe that's a way to look at it. But we still are in desperate need of some wide receivers here. However, if we see a tight end value that we like, we're going to take them just to not have to worry about the tight end room anymore. Just lock it in. I really do like getting the tight ends over with just because they're just not exciting. I mean, unless you're in the top 4 or 5 tight ends, not even top 4 or 5. Honestly, the only ones I get excited about are Travis Kelce, Mark Andrews, and Darren Waller. Kyle Pitts, sure, fine. That's a player I'm trying to take more of, so Kyle Pitts, yeah, I guess top 4 is what I get excited about. I'm not excited about George Kittle. Dalton Schultz, I feel better about than George Kittle. I'd rather wait on a George Kittle pick and just wait for Dalton Schultz. But, it's just, we're on the clock. Guys, shut up. Jacoby Myers. Oh, God, this is just not it, man. All right, oh, no, we don't want a triple stack. I was going to say Irv Smith, but we don't want a triple stack. We'll go Robert Tonyan. do what we said. Now we're not going to worry about the quarterback room or the tight end room, and we're just going to hammer wide receiver. How many picks do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 picks left. We have 4 wide receivers. We're going at least 5 of the 6 wide receivers. Maybe we grab a tight end somewhere. Maybe we grab another running back somewhere. We'll keep an eye out for both. But our main priority here is wide receivers. Keep an eye on this team. I really like this team. Matt Stafford, Kadarius Toney. I love Kadarius Toney. Devin Singletary, I don't love, but I mean the value he got on him is hard not to take. He got 2 huge values in Devin Singletary and James Conner. So he was in a situation that he almost had to take him. And he's really going to make out. Kenny Galladay, I actually really like. Having Kadarius Toney and Kenny Galladay that's a nice touch, just in case one of them flops. I would have rather Dome wait, not take Trevor Lawrence, take someone else, and then get a Daniel Jones stack later. That's what I would have done if I were him, if I was in that position up through the first 11 rounds and I was making the choice at 141. I probably would wait on Daniel Jones. But gotta trust the process here because the team before that, they were kind of making all the right picks. So let's see what falls to us at 150. Maybe we start looking. Jalen Tolbert. Man, this is just getting ugly. This is getting ugly. 110 1022. If anyone knows how to get rid of gnats, oh, I got one. If anyone knows how to get rid of gnats, let me know. It's so annoying. And I always gym after work, so when I get home, I'm sweaty, and they're just like, I guess they're attracted to the sweat, and they just buzz around my head all day. So annoying. We're not going to take KJ Osborne. Man, this is just so ugly. Oh. I am not feeling too great about this right now. Albert O goes. What's our next pick? Our next pick is going to be 163, which in between now and then. Oh, we're 1 pick away. We're going to do this. We're going to queue up Joshua Palmer, see if we can't get Joshua Palmer draft. When was he? This is when I wish I had someone in the chat. Actually no, we're gonna go Alec Pierce. Yeah, we'll go Alec Pierce. I think that's the right move right there. I don't like Jalen Tolbert at all. DJ Chark was the other one I was considering because Jamison Williams is going to miss the first half of the season. So I think that would have been a fine pick. KJ Osborne would have been bad because that would have been a triple stack. We don't need any more tight ends. I mean, any more Minnesota Vikings. So the only other thing I was considering, obviously, was that Joshua Palmer double stack with Justin Herbert, but being that we already have a double stack, I don't like limiting our options like that. Now, if he's available when he gets back to us, then we'll take him. But we're not taking him. I like taking Alec Pierce over him right there. And really, we're just going for a we're kind of just rolling the dice at the casino and hoping it hits with these wide receivers in this range. Not loving any of them. Now, when it gets later, I've talked about this before, but when we start getting into the unsigned free agent range, I actually like that a little bit more because I know what those players are capable of. Whereas like an Alec Pierce, I don't know what he's capable of. The reason I like Alec Pierce is he was a mid-second round pick, and the only other receiver in the Indianapolis Colts wide receiver room is Michael Pittman, which I actually do like Michael Pittman. I think Matt Ryan has still got plenty in him to, I mean, his whole career he's been dishing it out to his receivers and been making them look good. I think Matt Ryan has plenty left in the tank, not for extended period of years perspective, but just as far as this upcoming year, I think he still has enough to support some fantasy wide receivers. And if Alec Pierce can step up, oh my God, of course. If Alec Pierce can step up, then what's our next pick? Oh God, this is when I start 174. Believe it or not, we're taking Khalil Herbert as an insurance policy. Actually, no, we're not. We're taking Marvin Jones. We need wide receivers way more. I was gonna say if Khalil Herbert gets back to us, we'll take him just as an insurance policy on David Montgomery. Because I was talking about his injury history, and if David Montgomery goes down, then Khalil Herbert, we've seen him step up in that position. And if he doesn't make it back to us, oof. I have a few things I could see us doing. But we're really pressed to make up some of this wide receiver room that we lost. I feel the least confident about the wide receiver room now, so I'm trying to beef it up a little bit. Who do we got here? Who is this? Is ZB? ZB's making a guest appearance. Come say hi. Come up here. Come here. Oh. Hi, sweetie. This is Xena. Xena the husky dog. It's very nice and very sweet. She wants to get down. She doesn't like getting picked up too much. She is a high... She demands a lot of attention. When I say she demands the attention, she demands it. She'll catch a two with you real quick. She feels like you are not showing her enough love. KJ Hamler goes, so that takes one of our decisions off the board, which is nice because I'm looking at Khalil Herbert and Gerald Everett. Gerald Everett would give us a double stack with... Okay, so I was going to take Khalil Herbert over Gerald Everett, but now that Khalil Herbert is gone, and I don't think our tight end room is... I think they could use a third option there, so we're going to go Gerald Everett, get the double stack with Justin Herbert. Maybe we get one big game out of him. But man, I mean... 2, 4, 6, 3, and we have 3 picks left. So yeah, we're just gonna go all wide receivers. Definitely not my favorite draft here. That is for sure. I mean, I could take a Raheem Mostert as an insurance policy, but we don't need insurance right now. We need production on a week-to-week basis. Will Fuller goes. That's who I was going to get. We're going to go back after this draft is done and look at our mistakes. Try to learn. Like I said, this really just is not the draft I'm that excited about. But I don't know. We'll look at it again. Maybe it's just the range. Maybe this is why I don't love the pick six range. I said it when we started. It's just. I think you just get put in a lot of bad situations as far as decision making goes, to where I don't know. It's just I don't like that area that much. That area of the draft room. So I just feel like we're getting average players the whole time as the rounds progress, and other than our first pick, I'm just not excited about anyone really. But that's not necessarily saying it's a bad team. I just think that it's just not my favorite team. I mean, anything's possible. This team is more than capable of popping off. I mean, the players I do have their ceilings are huge, which is that's the positive side. Is the players we picked have very high ceilings. So if it works out, I think it's a boom or bust team. Really, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, it's just a boom or bust team in general. Visca Chenault, I'm not taking JD McKissick for any reason, really. I don't think, do I? No, we're going to make the bet we've been making all 24 drafts so far on Odell Beckham Jr. I really think he gets somewhere where he produces at least to a wide receiver 3 level, maybe a flex level, but I've been snatching him up when I can, or I've been snatching him up in most of my leagues just because he is such a late round pick right now, and he's just so much better than everyone in his range. AJ Green is interesting because of DeAndre Hopkins being out the first 6 games. However, even in those 6 games, I think he's the, 3rd option at best. So, whereas Odell Beckham Jr., depending on what team he goes on, he's going to be a first or second option in whatever offense he's on, which is why I've been making that bet. I just don't see AJ Green having huge games. Donovan Peoples-Jones is, as soon as Browns get another receiver, Donovan Peoples-Jones is worthless, so I'm not picking him. Now, I could see myself grabbing another running back later on. What's our last pick? Let's see the big board. Our last pick is 211. I have a few running. I might get one more receiver here, and then grab a running back. I'm looking back at this draft, and this 14 to 18 round range, I am always taking the same players. And I say I'm going to switch it up, but whenever I get to these ranges, there's just no one else that I like. Which way are we going? We're going this way. I think KJ Hamler has a lot of potential. I think he could be Russell Wilson's Tyler Lockett on the Broncos. So I've been taking him in some leagues. Wan'Dale Robinson I've been taking. Even Sammy Watkins I've been taking, but I think Marvin Jones, I think he's better, but I really have been taking Marvin Jones, OBJ, and the player I'm about to pick next a lot. JD McKissick is still available at 198. But we're going to keep making the bet we've been making on Julio Jones for the same reason we have been betting on Odell Beckham Jr. You see his projected ADP if he gets signed to a team at 95. So the other, I'll just kind of tell you where my head was at. The other players I was thinking about was JD McKissick, just because of the value. Like I said before, Antonio Gibson is pretty horrible in my eyes. He's not horrible. I think he's a good player. He fumbles a lot. I think the Commanders are getting really fed up with dealing with his fumbling problem. So J.D. McKissic is a little interesting because he could be in a position where he gets a lot bigger role if Antonio Gibson goes out and fumbles on the first week. And they could start leaning on him a little bit. So I consider J.D. McKissic. I considered Raheem Mostert because of the talent and because he's on the same team as Chase Edmonds. So a little bit of insurance there. Now, Raheem Mostert is extremely injury prone. So there is that. But when he's your fourth running back, then you're really not too worried about it. 8 wide receivers, 4 running backs. See, this is where the question is, do we take a... Let me just look for a second. Sony Michel is interesting to me for the same reason Raheem Mostert is. But I don't even know if he makes the roster. I really should have just waited on Gerald Everett, picked up Braden Jordan here at the end, and got a tight end in that range. But we'll go back and look at what our options were. Ooh! Whoa! Snuck up on me. Game 4 Celtics Warriors tonight. Go Celtics. I am super excited for that. The last game was crazy. We're really looking to go up 3-1 here. So we're big Celtics fans over here. And on top of that, we're making shrimp tacos with mango salsa today. So one of your boys' personal favorites. My stomach is growling as I'm talking about it. Now, Brian Robinson Jr. is interesting. I don't normally take him. I'm looking at Sony Michel, D'Onta Foreman, and Brian Robinson for different reasons. Brian Robinson, I think, is the best chance of taking a running back 1 role if Antonio Gibson if they get fed up with him. I don't think it's likely, but of these players, I think he has the best chance. Now, I usually take D'Onta Foreman because if Christian McCaffrey gets injured again, then he will be next up and he'll be a bell cow running back. And I'm considering Sony Michel here when I never normally consider him. I'm considering him here just because I have Chase Edmonds and maybe he steals some goal line touches. However, we're going to let it take D'Onta Foreman just because I don't know if Sony Michel even makes a roster. And even if he does, you still have Myles Gaskin and Raheem Mostert and Chase Edmonds, and I think they're all pretty good, to be honest with you. So, the way this shook out is this is not one of my favorite drafts. Like I said, I think it's middle of the pack for whatever reason. This is what I'm talking about. Like, I don't get these ratings. I do not like this team that much, but apparently Underdog Fantasy does. This is actually a pretty good rating or projection as far as these drafts go. That's why I don't pay attention to this for good, for better, or for worse, because this is saying my team is better than I feel like it is. So let's go back and do a recap and see if we would have changed anything or if it's just the position that we're in here at pick 6. Justin Jefferson, I'm taking at 6 every day of the week. So, that's locked in. Clip it and ship it. Now, when we come back around, now I'm trying to not look at this as hindsight. I'm trying to look in the moment, making the decision. What should we have done? And Aaron Jones was the best pick at the time. That was the best value. So I don't think it was a mistake per se. So we're not going to beat ourselves up about that. We'll let that one slide, and let's move to the third round. These are all the players that went ahead of Aaron Jones, or behind him, that we could have took. And the only two that I really would have considered are Tyreek and Alvin Kamara right here. Because if we take Tyreek, then we probably end up taking Nick Chubb back here. Tyreek, or because T. Higgins I would have considered too. So if we take Tyreek or T. Higgins, then we're definitely taking Nick Chubb back here as a running back 1. And I do like Aaron Jones over Nick Chubb as a running back 1. So I don't hate the way that shook out, because as far as the running backs go. However, I am not sure if I prefer Aaron Jones over Alvin Kamara. Now, what I could have done when I was okay, so this is probably what I would do next time, is when I'm having this hard of a decision with the running backs, instead of making a pick that I'm not too happy with, maybe we go with a Tyreek Hill, pair him up with Justin Jefferson, and just shoot for like a Travis Etienne, David Montgomery running back room. Wait, which way does this go? Do back this way. Okay, so this is okay. So in retrospect, what we should have done, if we could do it over, take Tyreek Hill right here. Best case scenario, it pushes Kyle Pitts or Leonard Fournette to us, and we take them. Worst case scenario, we take Nick Chubb. Now we have Justin Jefferson, Tyreek Hill, and Nick Chubb right here. And on this turn, we had James Conner fall to us. Now, we didn't know that was going to happen. However, again, this is in hindsight. If we could rebuild, we would go Justin Jefferson, take Tyreek Hill ahead of Aaron Jones, take a Nick Chubb ahead of Mike Williams, so we wouldn't need the Justin Herbert stack. We take James Conner. We still take, it's going this way, we still take David Montgomery. So we would have Nick Chubb, James Conner, David Montgomery. Then we would come back this way and we would take Drake London over Dalton Schultz and punt tight end down the line. We would take TJ Hawkinson here. We would be very thirsty for a quarterback. So then on this, am I going the right way? Oh man, I gotta figure out which rounds go which way. I can't do this every time. Whoa. This is Drake London. This is TJ Hawkinson. And this, let me think. This would have been probably Matthew Stafford. We probably would have went Matthew Stafford here. I'm just looking ahead to see. Yeah, we probably would have went Matthew Stafford right here. And then after that, we just, however it shakes out, maybe go Robert Woods. I mean, and you never know if we went with all those picks, you never know who would have fallen and who wouldn't have. It's hard to predict once you start getting down here. But as far as the start goes, I think I would have went Justin Jefferson, Tyreek Hill, Nick Chubb, James Conner, David Montgomery, Drake London, and went from there. So I think the lesson to be learned here is when I don't know. I mean, when it comes to making these tough decisions, maybe we just go with the safer bet and go with the Tyreek Hill, go with the T. Higgins. Not T. Higgins. Go with the Tyreek Hill. But, I mean, at the end of the day, it's easy to say that looking back because you don't know what running back's going to fall to you in this range. I think the lesson to be learned that you can count on, I'm revising my lesson here, but I think the lesson to be learned that you can count on, and I mean, if you look at my other 4 videos that I have up, I think every single video I'm taking 2, if not 3 running backs in these first 3 rounds. And I think what I'm learning is that if you don't have a running back that you're in love with in these first 3 rounds, you're gonna have some opportunities to pick up a nice little running back run in these 4, 5, 6 rounds. Zeke, ETN, Connor, Montgomery, Dobbins, Jacobs, Miles Sanders. You okay? This is Ziggy right here. And I think you have to go, like, I think those running backs that I just listed, you have to go with 3 of them. Whereas if you go with a running back in the first 2 rounds, you can count on 2. But we're not in a rush to take running backs as much as we've been acting like we are. So I think that's a lesson to be learned. The team is not bad, but not one of my favorites. It's out there in the ether. Every team has a chance to win you that top prize. Because at the end of the day, it's really just a luck of the draw type of thing as far as how all of the drafts work out and the final rounds. So every team has a chance. It's not a horrible team by any stretch of the imagination. One thing we can say with confidence is it's way better than yesterday's team. Yesterday's team was, that was painful. This is a little bit better, but I'm going to go eat some shrimp tacos. If you are interested in having a little bit of fun, enjoying your life a little bit, go sign up for Underdog Fantasy. Your first deposit up to $100 gets matched. And when you sign up, use the code FFX54. It's right above my head and at the bottom of the screen. If you use my code, it allows me to get into 2 extra drafts that I can stream for you guys. And it takes nothing away from you. You get your free $100. You get 40 drafts to have fun. 40 hours of fun for $100. There's not too many places where you can get that. So sign up for Underdog Fantasy if you haven't already. Use my code. Live and learn. Practice. Get better for your big money leagues. And just have some fun. I'm going to go have some mango tacos. Like I said, mango shrimp tacos. I hope you're eating something good for dinner. But other than that, I will see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully, I have a tattoo appointment. It's 8 hours, so I don't know if I'm going to be feeling like streaming after that. I might just want to come home and lay down. But Sunday, if we don't stream tomorrow, we'll stream Sunday. So yeah, I'll see you one of those 2 days. And everyone have a good night. Have some fun. Enjoy your Friday. Peace out.